Well, good evening, everyone. It's Dr. Spirit and more ancestral information. And I would, as I often do, I will advise all of you to do your ancestral DNA to know where you came from. Because, as I say, if you don't know where you come from, then how you going to know where you're going? All right? So, may the words of my mouth, meditation of my soul, be accepted in thine own sight. O Lord, my strength and my redeemer, I plead the blood. Amen. Thank you. So, now, where to start? Okay, let's see here. Where else? Let's see. Okay, let me see. I asked for to research about the enslaved having to take the slave master's last name. Uh, and I asked for the areas and why. And so here is the information. Enslaved people in the United States often took the surname because they took all the identity from my ancestors. So they did not have no last name. Uh, for several reasons. After emancipation, many freed slaves adopted the surnames of their former owners because it was the easiest way to be identified and registered as a citizen. This practice was not necessarily out of affection for the master, but rather a practical decision. Some also chose new surnames to signify a fresh start or to honor their ancestors. I like that. Okay. The surname Morris has various origins, primarily from English, Irish, Welsh, and French backgrounds. It is derived from the Old French personal name Maurice, Moreis, or Maurice, Maurice, which comes from the Latin Mauritius, meaning, this is a good connection, meaning more rich, Moorish, or dark. And that's what my ancestors were called. In Wales, it is an Anglicization Anglicization of the Welsh name Morg, Meurig. And in Ireland, it can be a variant of Maurice or de Maurice. Okay. While Morris is not specifically a slave name, it is possible that some enslaved individuals adopted it from their owners or chose it after emancipation. The name's widespread use and various origins make it a common surname among many different groups. Okay, uh, depending on the region. Okay, English and Welsh origins. In England and Wales, Moorish it is derived from the personal name Maurice, which I said, which comes from the Latin moritus, meaning Moors are dark. Okay, so let's see. The name Moorish is generally associated with dark and the Moors, my ancestors. Okay, that's it. But it often applies a connection to the ancient Roman name Maurice, Mauritius. Let's see. Um, okay, the historical meaning of Mauritius. The island was named Mauritius uh, by the Dutch in 1598 after Prince Maurice of Nassau. Before that, it was known by various names by different explorers and cultures. Okay. 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 Mauritius has a history of slavery. Slavery was abolished on the island in 1835, and many former slaves adopted new surnames to signify their freedom and new beginnings. Very good. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, I believe that uh, Mauritania. Okay, okay. Uh, the name Moorish or dark, it was used by the Romans to describe the inhabitants of the ancient Roman province of Mauritania, which covered parts of modern day Morocco, uh, Algeria, and Tunisia. So there's some more ancestral background. Tunisia, Algeria, and Morocco. During the Middle Ages, Christian Europeans used the term Moor to refer to the Muslim populations of North Africa, the Iberian Peninsula, uh, Spain and Portugal, Sicily, and Malta. The Moors were a mix of Arab, again, my ancestry, Berber, and other ethnic groups. I like that. Okay, the association with darkness likely stems from the physical appearance of the Moors, who were often described as having darker skin compared to the European population. Over time, the term Moors came to be associated with anything related to Muslim populations and their cultural influence. Okay, there's Spain again. So now this describes some names and its connection to my ancestors, the Moors, and how that came to be. So I hope you all find this information uh, very significant or important to you all because after you get your ancestral DNA, you can track your ancestors back to those connections and countries of where uh, your ancestors were and understand a lot of things about yourself and the aspects of your traditions that you grew up with. And I have learned a lot about the traditions. And as I researched this information, and there was one thing I, well, I give her all the information. Uh, but there was one thing I, I'm very proud of. In the African tradition, there are storytellers, and I believe also too uh, in the indigenous populations of Mexico and North America, which includes the Cherokee and Mexican population. And it hit me that my father is and was a reputed, uh, prestigious storyteller. Because I remember him telling us stories, and I learned a lot of. He traveled a lot because he was a truck driver, and I learned a lot about those trips, and also those stories that would be uh, like a philosophy or things like don't follow people, be your own person, things like that. And he would talk about the stories like in cartoons, and it would have a philosophy behind it. And I learned a lot. I loved his stories. They were so amazing. But the thing of it is, my other siblings did not. Uh, they got too old for it. But I love sitting and listening to his stories. And I learned a lot. And as I think about it, um, My siblings did, and because they did not listen to him or respect him. So now I know why. You can look back on my films and you will know why too. So thank you for supporting me, and please help me to get a 1,000 subscribers. And thank you so much. Take care of yourself and each other. And as I always say, pass it on. Smile. Now I will. I think I have something else to do. If not, I will pick up tomorrow. But I have to check my notes. So thank you and namaste.